What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Fox Sports' Jaye Taylor. I actually tweeted a screenshot from a tweet from Jaye Taylor because she had a Thanksgiving Twitter breakdown or meltdown over a situation that really had nothing to do with her. But the sisterhood once again joins up when they are called out on either their hypocrisy, or just their not being very knowledgeable about sports. Now, I'm going to post up some tweets from her timeline where she literally starts going at these guys, well, particularly one, and then subsequently others, right? All on her timeline. Thanksgiving Day. Not spending time with a boyfriend, family, just on Twitter, trying to defend somebody that said something that was very idiotic sports-wise, right? So there was a particular female who got criticized for her sports take. Nobody talked about her looks. No one made fun of her. It was just criticism. You know, the fact that you have women that want to be equal to men, right? We're in an equal society. So we can expect for women to understand that when you are making sports takes on social media, there are people who are going to criticize you who know more about sports than they do. This particular female said that Matt Patricia, the coach of the Detroit Lions, has done more with less, and there are people who believe that's BS because the Lions have a very talented roster, but he's just not a very good head coach, and we all knew that from his first season. He only got the job because he was Bill Belichick's young defensive coordinator. Be that as it may, this particular woman, I guess she got criticized for how awful her take was. She ended up blocking this particular guy and others. So Jaye Taylor decides that she's gonna get a bottle of wine and sit on Twitter all night and on Thanksgiving and go back and forth with these guys, calling them incels, nobodies, just being as disrespectful as possible. And you're probably seeing some of the tweets on the screen, or you have. You see, this is the reason why I'm making this video. I'm not making this video because I don't like Jaye Taylor. I'm not making this video because I want to go in on Jaye Taylor. This is more of me having a conversation or me just offering some advice to Jaye, because it's very clear that she's not happy. And I think one of the things that set her off was someone talked about how, you know, she shouldn't eat too much during Thanksgiving because she doesn't need to get any bigger. And that really set her off. That set her off. Because whenever you're able to find a flaw in somebody, you can tell instantly whether that's that person's kryptonite. And it's very clear that Jaye Taylor's weight is a problem for her. Even though she's not necessarily a fat girl, she has gained some weight over the years. Mostly you can tell in her upper body, but I think that could be due to genetics. Now I will say this though, if you look at old pictures of her, she looks very flat chest, right? But now she looks a little loaded. Now I'm not gonna speculate, but you know, maybe she had some work that I don't know, but there is a difference. But body wise, I mean, she probably has put on maybe 10, 15, 20 pounds over the years, you know, but for that to set her off to the point to where she sits up on Twitter all the way until today, going at these guys, it just shows that she is lonely. Jaye Taylor is lonely. Jaye Taylor doesn't have anybody in her life. When I put up my post last night, somebody asked me, well, isn't she still with Earl Watson, the guy she was engaged to? I say, no, she been broke up with him. She wanted to be single. I believe she may have been married before. I don't think she's about that life anymore. Some women just want to be single, man, because they believe that the grass is always going to be greener. And when that doesn't happen, the insecurity comes out. And I think that Joy has deep insecurity issues with herself. Now, Joy is nice to look at. Joy isn't ugly at all. I don't think she's ugly at all. I think that Joy does have options. But the thing is with her, she wants to be single and enjoy being single. She wants to be able to play the field. I truly believe she would love to be in a relationship with one of these athletes. You go on her timeline, she's one of these woke, feminist-minded females. Just go look at some of the quotes. She's all about female empowerment. This is why she was so willing to hop to the defense of another woman who would not do the same for her. But that's that feminism in her. That's that woman first. So she felt like it was her duty to go at these guys, to clown them, to disrespect them, to call them incels. And by the way, what word has become more mainstream than incel? I thought that was a word that originated on YouTube a couple years ago. Now all of a sudden it's on the tips of the tongues of all these different people, especially these single females, these blue check marks who sit at home with a bottle of wine every night. They have no social life. They done alienated most of their friends, so they have online friends. They use the word incel a lot. And they use it because they don't want to be criticized. See, they can criticize anybody they want to. Joy Taylor can criticize Kirk Cousins because he said that he wants to play football and he doesn't care about the CV. She can be critical of things in politics and sports, but nobody can be critical of women making awful sports takes. And that's what we have. We have inequality. We know the rules for them and not for us. And that's where it's gotten. And you have simps, of course, that's boosting her head up, telling her she's doing the right thing, sitting online all night, arguing with people on Thanksgiving, because I don't think Joy Taylor was with anybody during Thanksgiving. She probably was at home by herself with a bottle of wine because people assert that she could be drunk. So she could have been drinking. Was she drinking? I don't know. But Joy Taylor, man, come on, man. You're not a dumb female. Why are you giving these guys online all this energy? And if you look at some of the tweets on her page, if she hasn't removed them already, she's calling one of the guys baby. You know, I'm telling you, women have a way of substituting male energy in their life. If they're not getting male energy in their personal life, they will go find male energy on social media. This is why you will see women who claim to have a good life, everything going for them, having live streams all night, posting photos on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook all night, all day long. But they claim they have a good life. Obviously, that ain't real. Obviously, something else is going on. Again, I'm just having a real logical conversation on these hypocritical women who don't like to be criticized, even if it's just about sports, because there's a lot of you women that don't know nothing about sports. How can you say Matt Patricia has done more with less? Are you serious? How many? They have a wealth of talent, especially on offense. Defensively, they got some players on there too. I wouldn't say it's the most talented defense, but that's why you have a defensive head coach. He's supposed to be able to come up with schemes that is able to be effective. And obviously Matt can't do that because Matt is not a good head coach. He's not a well-organized guy. His own players don't like him. He had to trade a guy because he felt like Matt Patricia couldn't coach. So when you have these women get so in their feelings because of criticism, it just shows you that we have not gained an inch when it comes to this so-called equality. They don't want equality. They want superiority. They want to be able to make the rules. They want to be able to bend the rules, and they want us to just sit by and not say anything. This is why I'm making this video, because when I saw that she was going at these guys for literally no reason, it just shows that she has this feminist minded mentality of women first. Women can't be criticized. You only should praise them, not criticize them, but they want equality. They want to be on the same level playing field as men. And let me tell you this. If a lot of you males don't wake up and see that a lot of these women are just so far gone, that all this talking about being equal, all this talking about wanting to just have a fair opportunity is BS, I don't know what will. And the fact that you have males gassing her up, I mean, that's nothing new. A lot of you guys are just simps. A lot of you guys are stuck in a mindset of trying to get the attention of women by any means necessary, so you lie to them. A lot of these women have been lied to for so long, they don't even know what the truth is. I'm having an honest conversation with Joy, because I've never really addressed Joy Taylor like that. I've seen some things from her, and I've just sort of, let it go. But when I've seen this Twitter thread, and she's still going back and forth with these people, it just shows that there's a level of immaturity there. There's a level of unhappiness, loneliness, and there's a lot of women like Joy. Joy could be in a relationship right now. Joy could be engaged right now. She probably could be married, but she would rather be single, because it's not in her spirit to be somebody's wife. It's not in her spirit to be in a long-term loving relationship. She wants to be out here in these streets doing what she wants to do, which is fine. She can do whatever she want to do. But when you're sitting up on Twitter during Thanksgiving all night long arguing with these guys, going at them, being disrespectful towards them, because they disagreed with a friend of yours. So your friend, and you know what's funny about this whole situation is that the woman that she was so-called defending just blocked those guys and kept it moving. But Joy had to mix it up with these guys all night long because she needs that infusion of male energy, because her female counterpart probably has male energy at home. She, on the other hand, does not. So she decides to go back and forth with these guys because she does not have that male energy at home. And if she does, she doesn't respect it, because she would rather be talking to guys on Twitter than being up in that guy's face.